Hello and welcome all my beautiful vibrant hearts and ephemeral souls who are Gemini suns, have big Gemini placements or cross watchers for Gemini. Sorry, months ago I was doing a Sagittarius reading and I accidentally said crotch watchers. I haven't thought about that till right now. And I was like, oh, I'm not gonna make it. It was good. Anyway, welcome to your month ahead messages, looking at the month of April 2025. Excuse me, my allergies are just off the charts. I apologize. I apologize. That's what I was trying to say. Here we are. You guys might be having a goofy month. I'm getting this energy if things kind of just like hit the fan a little bit, you guys are going to be kind of in this place of like, oh well, it happens. And that's okay. I feel like laughing it off is actually going to be a really helpful strategy for you this month. Any detours you hit, try to just be like, okay, all right, it's a thing. So that's just a little side note. But we're going to look at your month ahead. I will use the Oracle to get overarching themes. I will use the Tarot to clarify, get further details and messages. You guys are having a new beginning, but it's in disguise. It is not what you think it is. Like, it's not going to look like a new beginning. It's not going to feel like a new beginning. It's not going to be at the moment you think you're prepared for it, but there is a new beginning here. Yeah, exactly. Skull of light with illumination, and it is reversed. It's not going to look like that. You're going to, when you look back at it, you'll be like, oh. But like when it's happening, it's going to feel like every other day. It might feel like a total like shit show. It's just like, I don't know what we're doing. Authenticity and jack-o'-lantern with protection. Okay. It feels like expressions of your authenticity are protected, right? So like, there's something about just like the wacky, weird, zany kind of energy where it's like you might just find yourself, because it feels like things are going to be topsy-turvy, things are going to come at you kind of out of left field, and you're just going to have to try to deal with it. And so some of you might kind of like to have a little bit more of like a curated persona, and it feels like that's going to kind of go out the window a little bit. That's actually a good thing. And this is the universe. It's like your authenticity is protected speech. I don't know how else to put that. I kind of like that though. That's kind of cool. It's not that one, it's this one. Trust your last minute gut instinct. So even if you're driving on the way to an event, you're like, oh, I shouldn't, no, this is not for me. If you're able to cancel, do so. Ace of Swords, you are going to arrive at the truth, arrive at a conclusion, but it might be kind of insane because all these cards went to fall out at once. Five of Cups, the Chariot, the World, the Hierophant, Justice. You're going to get to where you need to go. Trust the process. Trust the process. Where the month ends is going to feel like a completely different world than where it starts, but it's not going to feel like that while you're in the middle of it. It's very weird. Skull of Stars with infinite possibilities. It initially came out reversed, and I'm going to honor that. I don't always read oracle cards reversed unless like the deck is designed like that, but I feel like I want to honor that. It's so weird because it kind of feels like it's going to look like you're losing options this month, right? Things are getting kind of taken from you, but it feels more like at a spiritual level, it's a narrowing down. So that's the first thing that Spirit wants to kind of mention. It's just like detour after detour, and like, what the hell is happening? Seven of Swords, yeah. Things are gonna just kind of like come out of nowhere, like the whole month. Four of Swords, some of you guys are gonna be like, I'm just not moving. I'm just not doing anything. And the Seven of Wands. Okay, repeating sevens might be significant. So I feel like something is going to come out of nowhere. We'll clarify in a moment. Something's going to come out of nowhere, possibly multiple things, and you're going to be like, what the hell? This might kind of shut down some plans or make you feel like you have fewer options, because with the Four of Swords, what I see, especially where he's looking at the Seven of Swords, is that there's kind of this sense of like, what do I do now? Trying to contemplate some options. Well, what do I do now? Like, okay, that didn't work. Now what do I do? You might be waiting to figure out how to handle something. Some of you are going to reflect on whether or not to go after something after this information is revealed. It's like, is that still the option? Do I want to do that? Some of you guys are going to decide that quite the opposite. It's like, nope, I don't want anything to do with this. And there's going to be a moment of having to figure out how to extricate yourself. But I want to get more details. What in God's name is the Seven of Swords? The truth is coming out, though, with that Ace of Swords. Ace of Wands to clarify the Seven of Swords. Six of Cups is at the bottom. this is very specific. Some of you, and you'll know this if it resonates, like you're already kind of, it's on your radar. Some of you are finding out that with that Six of Cups, a partner has cheated on you or is cheating on you. 10 of Pentacles. And with that message of cheating, this would be like, again, you're already suspicious. You're already not feeling great about it. There's some shady energy going on. Yeah, Six of Cups with the Five of Cups. I didn't want to take these, but I wanted to look. Yes. Some of you, it's like you're getting an opportunity with the Ace of Wands. This could be from a family member. This could be from I want to say business partner, but you're getting an opportunity that seems like it's going to lead to longevity and stability, right? And you're really excited about it. And it feels like what's coming out of left field is that there's a sense of loss. And this is with somebody that you've known for a long time, or they are foundational to you, right? This is like there could be past life energy with them. You may have known them since you were a kid. This even could be a friend. But there's like a sense here where, you know, either you're really excited about this and then there's this loss and disappointment, or like this is where, you know, you might feel like you have it all in this situation. Like I'm passionate about it. I'm excited by it. It's, you know, invigorating. Feels like it satisfies the Gemini spectrum here, but it's also stable. It's also been with me for a long time. And some of you, it's like the rug is pulled out from under you. For some, there's like this relationship in your life where it's like, it feels like it meets your needs in the sense that, you know, there's times where you connect and it's exciting. But you also are free to do your own thing and kind of like disconnect. But there's also the stability. You always know you're going to come back together. You always kind of find your way back to each other, and that works for one or both of you. And it feels like the rug is being pulled out from under you, where it's like somebody's like, I don't want to do this anymore. But regardless, there's this disappointment. I don't feel like that's most of you. There's a disappointment here. What's the Five of Cups all about? The King of Wands. This could be from a Leo in particular. This is somebody who, I'm getting this energy of like, I'm leaving you. So they're letting you go from a job. They are picking a different path. Yeah, I didn't want to make assumptions, but the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. It feels like somebody is not picking you for some type of emotional relationship. So this is like a friend that you've known for a while is like, I feel like we should kind of spend more time apart. We should go our separate ways. Yeah, Queen of Swords at the bottom. We have Libra. They could be picking somebody else. King of Wands could be opting for a Queen of Swords, right? But it feels like, you know, somebody who you've worked with for a while or promised you, like, this would be like a, you know, your boss that you're also friends with, like, is kind of all but promised you a promotion and you find out you're not getting it and somebody else is. I'm just taking a sip of my seltzer. There's something here where, again, rug is pulled out from under you to some extent. This could be in multiple areas of life, or like something crazy happens in one area and then something else falls through. But there's definitely a sense of loss. Somebody with the King of Wands, somebody is telling themselves they're doing somebody might be a smoker, by the way. I smell and taste cigarettes really heavily. And like, I don't smoke. I don't live in a house with smokers, like nothing. So I'm smelling and tasting cigarettes very heavily. You'll know if it resonates. Somebody here smokes Marlboro Reds. But this is somebody who is telling themselves they're doing the right thing. And I think in part they feel like they are, but it also kind of feels like some of this was kind of like done in a shady way or done in the dark. Yeah, the World here. You know, I feel like it's done in a shady way. This person wasn't telling you they were considering another path, another option. So like, let's say this is a relationship. Even if they didn't cheat, it feels like they've been talking to this person for a while. For some, this person just wants to end a very long-term relationship. And it's like, they haven't been, you know, they weren't telling you that they were getting restless. And it kind of feels like it comes out of nowhere where it's like, this isn't working for me. We're all done with the world. Like, done. For some, this person's moving, like, because I'm noticing the map behind him. This person just announces, like, I'm going to be, you know, moving to another country. I'm going to be leaving for 5 or 6 months. And you're like, what the hell? And it's kind of having to get used to that. So what's the Four of Swords here? The Three of Cups. I don't love jumping to assuming that Three of Cups is a third party energy, but there is kind of that vibe here. Some of you, It feels like you're thinking a lot about this. Yeah, the Hermit. You're really reflecting on this. Some of you, it's like you're looking back over the situation now and you're kind of like, what was I missing? Some of you, it's like you're scrambling to figure out a different way to do things. Some of you, you're like literally figuring out a living situation. Like, you know, you might be like talking to friends, especially if this is like a partnership that you guys are breaking up. It's like, damn, I got to find a roommate. I got to think about this. But we have the Three of Cups, the Page of Cups, Pisces energy, and the Queen of Swords. I feel like this is going to be something where I feel like you're going to be, with this Four of Swords, you're going to be kind of like all over the spectrum with whatever this news is that kind of comes out, right? Like, there might be moments where you're kind of like, screw them, let's cut this off. Like, I don't need this. I kind of feel like it's an evolution. Like, at first, I feel like whatever this is, you're kind of like, oh, you know what? It's not really serious. It's not a big deal. You're kind of like, you're taking it really lightly, which, you know, is the kind of the advice in general. But this situation in particular, it feels like it starts there. And then there's a little bit of like, this kind of like, you know, this is very tender, innocent emotion. So this is kind of like, I wonder why they did that. I wonder, you know, and it feels like you get in touch with how this situation is making you feel throughout the month. And especially because the Queen of Swords is then looking at the Seven of Wands. I feel like that's what's inspiring you, for most of you, to either walk away from this or put up really big boundaries. This is like, I got to think about this, right? There's definitely that energy going on here. It is going to be important with the Three of Cups and the Page of Cups to spend time with people who love you. My ear is ringing very heavily. You're going to be getting a lot of downloads about this. You are not alone spiritually as you navigate your way through this. Yeah, the Hermit and the Sun. You are being directed toward your happiness. You might experience an uptick in clairaudience this month. Two of Cups. You are being guided to help navigate you either through this relationship, like through this situation, or because, you know, what happens in your situation will be different for each of you. For some, this will be like, you know, the point of no return. For others, this is something that you guys can work through, and, you know, it needs TLC. So you'll either be guided through the situation in this relationship, or you're being guided to a better fit for you, right? Or if this is like a job, this is like to a better employer, something that is emotionally reciprocal for you. So clarifying the Seven of Wands, we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles. Oh, and we have the Chariot. I feel like most of you are going to decide to leave this situation behind. There's kind of this sense of looking at your plan and being like, all right, I can do it without you. That's kind of the vibe a little bit. Some of you, it's like you're dusting off some old plans that you had. So like you're kind of getting reacquainted with what's important to you, especially that Three of Cups, Page of Cups, if you're spending more time, you know, with friends, that Hermit, if you're spending more time in solitude, you're kind of reacquainting yourself with what's most important to you. And it feels like there's a lot of growth that happens in this process, right? The Knight of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. And then the Chariot. It feels like by the end of the month, you're in this energy where you have a plan and you have the drive, the grit, and the resolution to go after it. Repeating sevens showing up very heavily. Pardon my itchy nose. You have the drive and the grit to go after it. And for those of you who choose to kind of work things out in this situation with this person, we have Capricorn, we have Taurus, we have Cancer here. It does feel like you make a plan, you make you know, some firm decisions about how to get to where you want to be with this person, and you lay it out for them. And I feel like it puts you guys on a path to be able to like, it allows you guys to be able to kind of like fast track what happens, like fast track the healing. So like, let's say this is, you know, this is something that's like, let's say if it's a partner and they're talking to an ex and it's like makes you uncomfortable, you know, this is where you come to the situation. You're like, all right, I want to figure this out together, but I'm not okay with this. You know, we got to go start talking to a therapist. I expect this, I expect that. And it feels like this person, if this is something that you guys want to work on, this person's actually pretty compliant. If this is like somebody like coming to you and just letting you know, like they want to relocate, or like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, I got this job offer. You know, for some, this will be a long-term partner, got a job offer to relocate somewhere else. And there's a sense of like, if I want to keep the relationship going, I've got to go with them. There's a decision that you're going to have to make about that. Do I want to stick it out here or do I want to go? So for some, it's like there's like hurt that they didn't tell you, but you might decide with them to stick it out anyway, and you might end up traveling or relocating with them or making the plan to do that this month. It does feel like you're being guided to the best possible outcome for you. So even if some things have to grow and change and some things get kind of crossed off the list, just know that it's not so much you losing options, but it's spirit narrowing down, like showing you the way to go. It's spirit narrowing down the distractions and the noise, but it might get a little hairy here for a second. So just keep that in mind. That's what I'm seeing for you. I hope that was helpful. I'm wishing you guys a safe, happy, healthy month ahead. It's going to be all right. And I want to thank you for sharing your time and energy with me today. Take care. Bye.